So you guys know I've made 1983 penny videos in the past, but as we go, there's more 1983 pennies that are being sold at auction, you know, just like any other coin. So there's always new coins being sold, so we'll look at some here. Here is a 1983 Lincoln cent that has been broad struck, which you'll see around the rim of the coin. Now this coin is graded at a Mint State 62 red brown by Annex. Not a valuable coin, but the penny sold for a little over $30. You know, it's up to you if you want to get a coin like this graded. You know, if you're trying to resell it for a bunch of money, not happening with a coin like this. But you know, if you want to keep it for your personal collection, I'm all for that. Now this coin here sold for over $220. The coin has been double struck, which we can clearly see here in the images displayed. Graded at a Mint State 60 by Annex. And like I say, over $220 for that penny. Now, super important, what you want to look for on your 1983 Lincoln cents. There's a couple things you want to look for, but first we'll go with this. This is a doubled die obverse. So you want to look for doubling there on the lettering. There are a few examples of this, a few different double dies for the 1983. So always be on the lookout for that there on the lettering, on the phrase "In God We Trust," on the word liberty. And also we have a doubled die reverse. So doubling taking place on the back, the reverse of the Lincoln cent. And here is a good example of that, some extreme doubling taking place here on the lettering of the reverse of the coin. So very noticeable there. If you guys can't see it, definitely use your coin microscopes or coin loops. I have those available on couchcollectibles.com. So I always use them. You know, we're going to do a live stream coming up soon. I had to recover from, you know, the cough, you know, that virus. You know, it took me a little bit. I was kind of out of commission for like a month straight. So I'm getting back into it, getting in the swing of things, and feeling better. So we'll do that live stream and put some coins under scope and do some giveaways. We're going to do a lot of giveaways coming up, especially for you guys that are paid members, because we're supposed to be doing a live stream every week, and we've missed a lot. So we'll look at a double die here in just a second. Here's a 1983 Lincoln cent that has a die break. You'll see that there at the top of the penny. We also call these cuds, C-U-D. This coin is graded at a Mint State 63 red brown, and this penny ended up selling for 35 bucks. You know, had it been a higher Mint State grade, it could have sold for more money. You know, if it was in worse condition, it could have sold for less. Here's another example of a die break. So you'll see that here on the bottom of the coin this time. Typically on the other side, the opposite side of the coin, you'll see it faded out where that die break is, the opposite side of the die break. So you'll see that faded out on the word states. This penny is graded at a Mint State 62 red, and this coin ended up selling for over 35 bucks. So again, not making a fortune on something like that. Now here is a 1983 Lincoln cent that has a heavy die clash. So as we zoom in here, you'll see the pillars from the reverse design from the Lincoln Memorial coming through here on the obverse of the coin. Now this coin is graded by PCGS at a Mint State 65 red, and this coin ended up selling for $120 at auction. Very, very nice die clash there. I have one of these in my collection on the 1984, so you'll also see that on the reverse. You'll see the outline of Lincoln's head coming through here on the reverse as well. So 120 bucks there. Now here is a 1983 Lincoln cent that has been broad struck and struck through debris. So you'll see the broad strike pretty obvious around the rim of the coin there, and then you'll see it struck through debris here on the reverse of the coin. This coin graded at a Mint State 63 red brown, sold for $45. So your pennies will either grade at a brown, a red brown, or a red. Red's the best, of course. So keep that in mind. You know, a Mint State 63 red is different than a Mint State 63 red brown, or a brown. So 45 bucks there. Here's a 1983 Lincoln cent that's graded at a Mint State 60 brown that was struck 55% off center. Now this coin ended up selling for around 30 bucks. So again, nothing too valuable there. Here's another coin that was struck 80% off center. The difference between the last coin and this coin is a couple things, especially the condition. So one was struck 55% off center. This coin is struck 80% off center. The last coin is graded at a Mint State 60 brown. This coin is graded at a Mint State 63 red brown. So much higher grade there, big difference, even a difference in values. The last coin sold for $30. This coin sold for over $130. So keep that in mind. Condition, you know, how off-center the coin is, things like that will all affect the value. Speaking of that, here's another 1983. This is the D mint mark, however, and it struck 95% off-center, graded at a mint state 62 red brown. This penny ended up selling for $180. Now here is a very rare and valuable Lincoln cent. And it's important that you listen to this because I've explained it a lot and people still get confused. This is a 1983 Lincoln cent that was struck onto a bronze planchet. Transitional year was 1982, 1983, right? So in 1982, they went from producing copper pennies that weighed 3.1 grams to producing zinc pennies that weigh 2.5 grams. So in 1983, all those pennies should weigh 2.5 grams because they're supposed to be the zinc pennies like we have today that weigh 2.5 grams, right? However, the 1983 Lincoln cent design here was struck onto that planchet that weighs 3 grams. It would weigh 3.1 if it wasn't all nicked up and scratched up and lost some of its weight in circulation. But wow, look at that. Imagine how many times this coin got passed up in circulation and people had no idea that this coin would sell for over $3,000. That's right. So the thing that I say for your 1983 pennies is put them on a scale. Weigh every single one of your 1983 pennies. Because if you got one that weighs 3.1 grams, you know, and you can tell that it's the, you know, the copper planchet, the bronze planchet, definitely want to have it graded and authenticated. Or send me a picture or something if you guys are a member. So $3,100 is what this coin sold for at auction. Just unbelievable, graded at a mint state 61 brown. Here is a 1983 Lincoln cent that has been partially plated, graded at a mint state 63 red. This coin ended up selling for over $130. Nice mint error there, graded by Annex. Now this next coin, graded by PCGS at an AU 55, also has a partial plating from 1983, and this coin ended up selling for over $190. That is crazy. It looks like it's damaged, but it's actually a partial plating mint error. So 190 bucks there. Here's a different example of that on a 1983 Lincoln cent, graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 red brown, that partial plating, and this coin ended up selling for over $215. Man, that's nice. Big difference in grades there, graded at a mint state 65 red brown, so higher grade there, more for the coin. All right, here's a 1983 that has a die cap struck by a capped die. So you see the reverse looks very normal, but the obverse is where we see where the coin was struck with the capped die. 1983, graded by Annex at a mint state 62 red. This penny sold for $65 at auction. You know, these can sell for all different prices depending on the demand and the time in which you sell it. You know, all things like that will factor into these coins' values, the condition, the grade, maybe who it's graded by for certain coins, and things like that. So feel free to check out my other coin videos here on the channel. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.